So I don't know what happened there, but my last stream got cut off. So I just want to reiterate this post from Y Tehrani. I argued 93% plus members of the National Academy of Sciences, even more of physicists, all high IQ individuals stated in surveys that they're atheists, then questioned how it is possible to have a high IQ, understand the hand of man in the creation and development of religions such as Judaism and Catholicism, and yet believe in religion or similar 12-step higher power stuff and those religious transcendent truths about the universe. So I was going for a walk on Thursday with a dude who grew up a secular Jew, became an Orthodox Jew for about 3 years from age 18 to 21, but then the more he studied evolution at an elite Ivy League university, the less need he saw for God. And so he just abandoned his Yiddishkeit, abandoned Orthodox Judaism, just became an atheist. And so I definitely noticed that trend. The more people study evolution, the less likely they are to believe in God. So I believe in God, and I also believe in evolution. I believe that God guided the evolutionary process. So there are different surveys indicating different numbers, but generally speaking, professors in the life sciences are the least likely of professors to believe in God. So meaning life sciences such as biology. Is chemistry a life science? I would expect so. I don't know. The stream cut out, so I don't know what happened. As opposed to mathematics, physics, philosophy, the hard sciences, professors are much more likely to believe in God than in the life sciences. So, okay, chemistry is not a life science. Okay, so chemistry is a hard science. Okay, so life science professors rarely tend to believe in God. In the hard sciences, like physics, chemistry, mathematics, they're much more likely to believe in God. So in the life sciences, I assume that because evolution plays a much bigger role in the curriculum, in the studies, and it just seems to be a nature of that type of education that one is less likely to believe in God. Still, there are plenty of people in the life sciences and the hard sciences who believe in God. So in the final analysis, there's a leap of faith involved. What makes more sense, that intelligence comes from a higher intelligence, or intelligence just spontaneously came about because of the workings of a blind evolutionary process? Y Tehrani says, it dawned on me that people, regardless of IQ or any other attribute, helplessly fall into one or another category regarding their place in the universe and their conception of the nature of reality. I can no more convince you that science and empiricism will be sufficient to answer all your questions about reality, as you can convince me that I can be at peace once I accept or open myself up to a religious or higher power paradigm. So the way I do my streams is I just use material. I just argue from a materialist perspective because I see no point in arguing about faith. There's just no point. Okay, faith is faith. It is not susceptible to compelling rational investigation or argument. And once there's like some strong element of faith in a discussion, then it's just a discussion over a matter of multiplying something by zero. So whenever you multiply something by zero, you get zero. And so whenever religious faith plays a role in a discussion, there's no point arguing about it because it's just religious faith. So I don't spend any time arguing matters of faith on my streams. I, generally speaking, speak from a materialist perspective so that atheists can talk to me, that Orthodox Jews can talk to me, that secular Jews and Muslims and atheists, like everybody can talk, and we can all have a conversation if we're using kind of materialist perspective. And when I depart from that, I make clear, okay, I'm taking this leap of faith to the transcendent, but I never spend any time arguing about leaps of faith. I mean, that's absolutely pointless. So generally speaking, the higher IQ the person, the more secular education they get. The more secular education you get, the more of a secular brainwash you get. Therefore, the less likely you are to believe in God. Notwithstanding that, there are many, many, many highly intelligent people with PhDs from secular universities who still believe in God. But by and large, the more secular education you have, the less likely you are to believe in God. Okay, how does one believe in a religious text, though. How superstitious are the Jews I know? It varies. The more traditional Jews tend to be more superstitious. So let's have a look at El Jim's comments. Okay. How does one believe in a religious text? I can buy community. I can buy filling the void of what lies beyond the beyond, but I can't buy some psychotic dude channeling wisdom. Well, you have to look at a text just for what it is. So this is a problem that my friend had. He was Orthodox Jew for 3 years and he gave it all up because most of the major rabbis said evolution was nonsense, and through his studies he was sure that evolution was truth. So you make a mistake whenever you look for more from religion than religion. Okay, rabbis have no expertise. Rabbis qua rabbis, rabbis as rabbis have no necessary expertise in matters of history or biology or geology or evolution or medicine. Look to religious texts for religious answers, for a religious perspective on the world. Don't look to religious texts for history, for wisdom about biology, geology, medicine, etc. So don't look to a geologist for wisdom about medicine. Don't look to a biologist necessarily for wisdom about the Talmud. I think everything needs to be kept in its place. Religion provides religious answers. If you take that leap of faith, it doesn't necessarily provide any answers on economics, on geology, on the age of the earth, on evolutionary processes, etc. So when you look to religious texts for wisdom on history, for like blinding insights into history or biology or evolution or medicine, I think that's a complete abuse of religious texts. Religious texts address religious questions. And that's it. And you just make a huge mistake whenever you try to get more from something than what it's capable of giving. Like the best way to blow up an acquaintanceship or a friendship is to ask more from the friendship than it's capable of giving. And so the best way to blow up your relationship with a religion is by asking more from the religion than it can give. Give you an example. I know Orthodox Jews who believe that if they're doing a mitzvah, they can never be hurt. So they lit the Hanukkah lights and left the house and then burned down their house. Okay, or done enormous amounts of damage because they think, I'm doing a mitzvah, I'm doing a holy, divinely mandated deed to light the Hanukkah lights, and now I don't have to worry about the repercussions. Okay, that's crazy, all right? Just because you're doing a mitzvah doesn't protect you from the laws of the natural world. So if you go outside to go to a Torah class and it's freezing cold and you don't wear a jacket, okay, you'll suffer the ill effects just like anyone else of not wearing a jacket, even though you're engaged on a holy quest. So if you ever ask more from religion than just what religion can provide, you're just going to blow up your relationship with religion, or you're just going to go crazy. Just like if you ask more from me than what I can provide, you're going to just blow up your relationship with me. You're going to stop listening. You're going to say, oh, that guy's a charlatan. All I am is a bloke here talking. If you expected me to have the expertise of a PhD in history or a PhD in theology or a PhD in biology or in chemistry or in philosophy, obviously I don't have any of that. So if you expect more from me than what I can give, you're going to be disappointed, and it's going to blow up our relationship, even if our relationship's just bouncing back and forth on a YouTube channel. So too, if you expect more from your religion than religion, it's just going to blow things up. If you think, oh, I'm going to become religious, therefore I know that my income is going to jump, and that I'm going to get married and I'm going to have kids and I'm going to be in good health and I'm going to restore my relationships with my parents and with my family and with friends, relationships that are broken up and splintered in the past. Religions, you can't count on religion to do those things. Okay, if you're addicted to alcohol, becoming religious is not going to cure your addiction to alcohol. If you're addicted to pornography, becoming religious is not likely to cure your addiction to porn. If you're addicted to being angry, becoming religious is not going to cure your addiction to anger. So religion only answers religious questions. Biologists can answer biology questions. Historians can answer history questions. So keep everything in its place. Don't ask more from a religion, from a person, from a community, from an academic discipline than it is equipped to give. Question in the chat: what city should you visit in Australia? Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. Depends what you like. If you want to go to national forests, Kakadu National Forest, that's up in the far north of Queensland. I'm not really a skilled tour guide. It all depends what you're looking for.